It's time now for us to take a look at the business news, and Stephen Carl has joined us in studio. Stephen, we're going to start in Las Vegas, where the Consumer Electronics Show had some technical difficulties.
It sure did. The electricity went out for about 2 hours at the world's biggest consumer technology show on Wednesday. Just some parts of the exhibition hall were affected, but they included the booths of Sony, Intel and Samsung, among others. Organisers blamed the heavy rain for knocking out a transformer at the venue, but some enterprising companies used the blackout to pitch their products like battery packs. Well, despite the power cut, our correspondent Naiba Reynoso managed to check out some of the technology on show.
This year, augmented reality got a lot more space at CES, and in comparison to VR, AR gives you more information about the real world and allows you to collaborate remotely by using glasses or a helmet. For example, this company, RealWear, has this HMT, which is a head-mounted tablet. It's completely voice-activated, and as you can see on the screen behind me, it will allow me to collaborate remotely with anybody just by putting on the helmet. Once again, robots were a fan favorite this year at CES because they capture everyone's imagination. And they could do so many different things like dance, play ping pong. This model here, iPout from China, cost $1,600. Although its main purpose is for elder care and educational purposes, you can also program it and tell it what you want it to do. For example, here, I'm going to go to motion, I'm going to say cheer, I'm going to press play, and just like that, I programmed a robot. Once again, artificial intelligence was everywhere at CES, from cars to smartphones to smart homes.
That's Naiba Reynoso reporting there from the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Now, South Korea is planning to ban trading in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. The announcement from the Justice Ministry came as police and tax authorities raided local exchanges as part of an investigation into alleged tax evasion. South Korea has seen huge demand for the likes of Bitcoin as prices have skyrocketed in the past year. The news from Seoul sending the price of Bitcoin tumbling on the markets. According to CoinDesk, it's down over just under 9% in the past 24 hours, wiping over $1,000 off the price of a Bitcoin.
Finally starting to go in the other direction after all.
For now, we don't know what's going to happen next.
What's happening meanwhile on the rest of the market, Stephen?
Well, European shares starting the day up slightly. Shares in the British supermarket Tesco down 4% at the open in London. That's after their Christmas sales figures disappointed investors. It was actually the best Christmas in 8 years for Tesco sales, but still not good enough to impress those who hold shares in the company. Over in Asia, the New Year's rally on the Asian market seems to be petering out. We've got the Nikkei in Tokyo and the Kospi in Seoul dipping into the red there. Just some small gains on the Chinese markets.
Meanwhile, back here in France, several major supermarkets are under fire for failing to obey a recall of contaminated baby formula.
4 of the biggest French supermarket chains have admitted that they failed to remove products from the shelves that had a risk of contamination with salmonella. The company Lactalis issued a recall of its products in December, but it's emerged that hundreds of tins of the affected formula have been sold since then. The French government spokesman says an investigation will be carried out into the failings. Catherine Viette has the details.
France's 4 biggest grocery store chains have acknowledged still selling infant formula made by Lactalis that was recalled due to salmonella contamination. 3 recalls have been issued since the problem was first discovered at the Lactalis plant in the beginning of December. This mother says she bought one of the suspected tainted products just last week.
They said to me, "How do you know the bottle isn't good?" And I said, "Well, look it up on the list of contaminated bottles. Don't you have it?" They said they didn't have the list.
Retailers admit hundreds of tainted products slip through their checks. The CEO of Leclerc says that 984 bottles of Lactalis were sold in its stores that should have been pulled from the shelves.
Where at fault, I was dismayed. I thought everything was all set. All the customers affected have been identified. More than half of them have already been contacted.
This consumer watchdog group has called the store's actions unacceptable.
When you have companies that don't take a thing like this seriously enough, and an administration that's not capable of checking everywhere, we have the first outrageous scandal of 2018.
The Consumer Affairs and Fraud Bureau says it's carrying out checks to verify that all contaminated products have been removed from the shelves and stockrooms of all stores, hospitals and pharmacies across France.
OK, well, finally from you, Stephen, a favourite phrase of US President Donald Trump has become literally fashionable.
That's right. The British fashion retailer has launched a line of fake news jeans. Their appearance on the brand's website and online, they're costing $90, by the way, provoked horrified headlines, as you might imagine. You can just see there, it's sort of emblazoned along the leg of the jeans. The press is also having a bit of a field day on this. The New York Times asking if they're a travesty or just a sign of the times that people are buying fake news jeans, while Teen Vogue is asking, what's next? Will there be pants adorned with the word huge, for example?
I think that probably already exists. No, wasn't there a range of jogging? Or...
Nope.
No.
Nope ones, yeah.
I'm not sure I'll be buying into that either. But for now, thanks a lot, Stephen Carroll, there with our business update.